Hello everyone, my name is Andrew and thank you for tuning in. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Formula Hybrid X, the newest release from Race Sim Studios for Assetto Corsa. This mod is an approximation of a Formula 1 car based on the 2021 regulations and provides a nice little look into the future of F1. It's obviously not based on any real world car because they don't exist yet, but to my eyes at least it does bear a similarity to the mock-up that the FIA released some months ago. I'll start by briefly going over the looks and general aesthetics of this car, and you will find no complaints from me in this department. Initially, I wasn't a fan of the IndyCar style front wing, but after a bit of time I have warmed to it. Visually speaking, this is a rather striking looking car, and is a departure from the established look of a modern F1 car. When you put this side by side with the 2019 car, also by RSS, the 2019 car already looks dated by comparison. The lack of small aero winglets and complex bodywork is rather refreshing, and other changes like the larger wheel rims and the one-piece rear wing contribute to the sci-fi look of this car. I really look forward to seeing what the real world car is going to look like in 12 months time. Now let's move on to the actual driving experience, and I have to say this is some of the most fun I've had in a single seater in quite some time. The default setup I found to be a little bit edgy for me, so I did turn down the diff power setting by about 10% to compensate for the block of lead that I call my right foot. The car can get twitchy on corner exit, so a delicate right foot is necessary. Cornering in this car is an event unto itself, as the overall lack of downforce will give you a rude awakening if you're like me and have driven a lot of laps in the RSS 2019 car for the past year. In high speed corners, the car will stick like any other, but in the mid to low speed corners, the lack of downforce will punish you if you aren't careful. The best example of this I can think of is Maggots and Beckett's at Silverstone. In the 2019 car, you just chuck it in and the car will stick like glue, but with the 2021 car that simply isn't the case. As the downforce peels off and you start to rely on mechanical grip, you find the car moves slightly, and it becomes more of a job to balance the throttle. With time, I'm sure I'll find setup and adapt my driving style to the way this car behaves, as these early impressions have come from just a few evenings hot lapping around a few select tracks. Having said that, I did find that bolting on all the wing around a downforce track like Barcelona did make this car a lot more drivable, and it gave me the confidence to really throw it into corners. A hallmark of the 2021 cars in real life is going to be the reintroduction of ground effects. For those who don't know what ground effect is, in the simplest of terms, it's an aerodynamic effect that comes from the floor of the car, which sucks it to the ground as opposed to being pushed down into the ground by its wings and bodywork. If I'm being completely honest, I don't feel any unique sensation through my wheel that gives the impression of ground effect, and in truth, I'm not actually sure if it's something that Assetto Corsa can stimulate. A few minor things before I sign off. The Precision Sim Engineering wheel carries over from the 2019 car, so if you're filthy stinking rich and own the real life version, you've now got double your money's worth, as there are now two cars with said wheel. Also, the holographic lighting on the wheels looks really cool, but I'm not sure if it's going to be featured on the actual F1 cars. I really hope it is though. All that's left then is to ask whether this car is worth your time and money, and the answer is without a doubt yes. For the same price as an energy drink from a petrol station, you get a car that provides a very real challenge to drive at the limit. With the 2019 car, which is a car I absolutely love, don't get me wrong, it very much felt like you were on a knife edge, and any mistake you made was pretty much down to you pushing the limit too much. But at the same time, it still felt very safe, for lack of a better word. The 2021 car, it feels a bit more alive in the sense that it moves slightly in the corners, it squirms under heavy braking, and it will straight up kill you if you mash the throttle on corner exit. Once again, Race Sim Studios have knocked it out of the park, and I highly recommend you purchase and download this mod. To those of you who clicked on and watched this video, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. And to my current subscribers who have no doubt been thinking, what the bloody hell is he talking about? This isn't Battlefield or Apex. I'm trying something new, something that crosses over into my real life passions outside of gaming, and I would love it if you came along for the ride. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.